Ritter. If everyone would please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clifford Buffo.
Here.
Art Christie.
Yeah.
Joanne Cow.
Here.
John Horn.
Here.
Alan Shiner. Sam Spada.
Here.
Vivian Welton.
Here.
Notice is hereby given that the Town of Shandaken Planning Board will hold a public hearing pursuant to Section 274-B of state law and as prescribed by the District Schedule of Area and Bulk Regulations of the Shandaken Town Code for the purpose of hearing the following applicant. Regarding an application for a special use permit submitted by John Ritter and Becky Hubert for a parcel located at 1161 Woodland Valley Road in Phoenicia, further identified as SBL number 24.15-1-20, located in a residential 3-acre zoning district. The applicant is seeking a special use permit in order to construct a guest cottage. The public hearing is scheduled for September 11th, 2024 at 6:45 p.m. at the Shandaken Town Hall, 7209 Route 28, Shandaken, New York. Anyone who wishes to make comment regarding this application may do so during the public hearing. If you are unable to attend, you may send any comments you would like read during the meeting to shandakenbldg@gmail.com or P.O. Box 134, Shandaken, New York 12480. All such comments must be received no later than 3 p.m. on September 11th, 2024.
You would just approach the microphone and just introduce yourself and just.
Hi, my name's Becky Hubbard. I'm John Ritter's wife and also one of the...
This is for the benefit of the public, if you would just run through the project quickly.
We lost our garage in a fire last November, and so we're rebuilding. And we're putting a bathroom in the new garage, structure, studio, and so that's why.
It's on the same footprint.
Yes, it's a 24 by 24 footprint. We're using the same. We were able to tarp the slab, so we can use the same slab, which is lucky.
Let's see, anyone? Anyone? We got a blank sign-up sheet there. Would you mind passing that sign-up sheet to Olivia, please?
Okay.
You received one letter in support of your project from your neighbor, Joshua Sheldon. And writing regarding John Ritter and Becky Hubert's plan to rebuild the 2-story garage that was destroyed by fire last November. I'm also aware that they wish to install a bathroom in the building, which is why I assume it's now being called a guest cottage. Regardless, I'm in favor of it unconditionally. Becky and John are good people, good neighbors, all the best. Joshua Sheldon.
So nice.
Support's nice. Nobody here. Does the board have any more questions for the applicant?
No.
Okay, then take a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
We gotta wait now.
9 minutes.
in the orange, they haven't been met.
Yeah, get that. Spoke with Mike and was gonna rectify the outstanding billing, and then move forward from there.
This house over here, they used to sell cattle and everything.
Yeah, it was
Years ago.
Yeah, I went there for stuff. What was it called?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember going in there. We used to live not too far from there. We used to walk down to it.
Hmm. Who owns that property? Someone should do something on it.
No, it's a shame right on 28 like that. You know that was doing it, just save that money when you buy cool looking doors.
Yeah.
Buy these huge boards and then go to the stream this deep to fish with. Like I was gonna get a salmon tonight.
So, right, yeah.
Fingers crossed at the fish.
Promotion at your floodlight can.
Hey.
This guy was telling me this story of these two big dogs got into it with a coyote.
Oh, yeah?
And one of them grabs the coyote by the back and the other dog runs up and grabs it. It's the, it's a wow.
Oh, God. Hey, Bob. What you doing, honey? Are you cleaning out your folder? Hmm?
Said another month or so, and I can get rid of.
Do you think that can over the fund? What they gonna do? I don't think so. No, it's all on us.
All right, 7 o'clock. Move on to our regular monthly meeting, Wednesday, September 11th. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes?
Yes.
Yep.
Any comments?
Good minutes.
I'll take a motion to approve the minutes as written.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, moving on to John Ritter and Becky Huber. We just had the public hearing, no comments. We reviewed the project, we went through the EAF last month, so that's all done. They've ticked all the boxes. Are there any further questions or comments from this board regarding this application? No?
No.
Okay. Then I'll take a minute to approve the application for guest cottage for John Ritter.
I make the motion, we approve the guest cottage for John Ritter and Becky Hubich.
I'll second.
Cliff Rebuffo,
Yes.
Art Christie,
Yes.
Joanne Kell,
Yes.
John Horn,
Yes.
Alan Shiner, Sam Spada,
Yes.
Vivian Welton.
Yes.
Okay, you're all set. You gotta have the maps to us,
Yes.
and I'll sign them.
Okay, can I do that tomorrow morning?
Yeah, just get them to Olivia or Grace, and they'll let me know when they're here, and then I'll come in and sign them.
Terrific. Thanks very much, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving on, we've got Mr. Radensky. Okay. Do you have the site plans with the updates you requested?
I don't have it.
Okay.
I have them for you this week.
Okay. Make sure, you need them by next month's meeting.
I understand.
So we heard back from the county, sort of. They gave us an official recommendation. They did not have a quorum. The applicant proposes a 4-unit multifamily structure at 6180 Route 28. It lists all the materials submitted. No quorum. The Ulster County Planning Board could not achieve a quorum for the vote regarding this application, and no action was taken regarding the referral received from your board. Under General Municipal Law 239-M, a county planning board has 30 days from receipt, 8/15/2024, to act on referrals or up until 2 days before your board takes its final action. This notice informs you that upon the lapse of 30 days, you may consider the requirements of 239-M completed and take final action on the application. We offer the following staff comments. If the town planning board does not take final action before then, the Ulster County Planning Board will take the matter up again at its October meeting. Staff comments. Access. Final approval from the DOT for a driveway permit will be necessary as a condition for approval. You guys have that, correct?
When he was there, we just have to finish filling it in.
Okay.
We had, whoever took over for the last guy was at the site already.
Okay.
I think it's,
So we'll just need the official.
yeah.
All right. The health department, final approval for the proposed wastewater, I know you have it. Yep, facilities will be necessary as a condition for approval. Existing vegetation, based on the materials provided, the applicant appears to let the existing vegetation that effectively screens this proposal and the single-story home to the west remain as is. It is recommended that a note be placed on the site plan. It will remain permanently. Short-term rentals. As a policy in conjunction with the Ulster County Housing Smart Communities Initiative, the Ulster County Planning Board recommends that short-term rentals be prohibited from multifamily structures, given the impacts of short-term rentals on housing stock availability for long-term renters. We recommend that short-term rentals not be allowed as a condition of approval of the special permit. Reviewing officer, Robert Leibowitz, principal planner. everything else on there we dealt with. We still need their official wording. We need to hear that from them.
Didn't we get that originally when you sent it to them for 7 units? We got something from them.
That was, yeah, through the, when you came to the zoning board. Yeah, it had to be sent to county as well.
We have something from them, I don't have it here, You should- somebody on your side should, that they said okay for 7 units. And then they went down to 5, so they at least, I believe there is something out there.
I mean, I imagine these comments will reflect their official recommendations when they do come back. I do like the short-term rental prohibition. I mean, the whole point of this is that it's
Don't
housing.
care.
Yeah. So,
We don't do short-term rentals, so it has no effect to me.
Okay, so, site plan with, lighting, the landscaping notations, do you remember all these? And, we'll put that short-term rental provision in.
Could you send us the terminology
Um,
from that, or send us that paperwork?
Well, we'll put this in the resolution, if you want this paperwork, we can send it to you. Yeah,
From the county?
from the county.
I think, yeah, I have
Send
an
that
extra
to-
copy for
Yep.
Howard.
Good.
Remember the county said they wanted a note on the map for?
No, that's us, that we had asked about the landscaping, sure, gonna put landscaping along the front of the building. We want, continuous landscaping, the types, what plants you're gonna put there, or similar.
Planning board mentioned a recommendation, some note that should be on, that you read.
For just now, the county,
Yeah,
the DOT.
No, for the
Driveway?
landscaping.
That you're gonna leave the existing, trees and vegetation, the screening. I thought that was already on the site
Yeah,
plan.
that
you
was
were
on,
gonna
yeah.
leave that.
As long as they
It
don't die,
is.
they're gonna be there. We don't take it.
Yeah, I thought it said that you were gonna leave it on the site plan. I
Yes.
thought that was already written. Okay. So, setting a public hearing for this thing,
Yes.
okay? So, that will be October 9th. Let's do 6:45.
Okay.
Okay, and need a motion for that?
I'd like to make that motion if I may.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. So 6:45, October 9th. Don, you know what's on the list for the site plan amendments?
We'll try to get it over to Olivia early, so we have it.
That would be good. Yeah,
All right, thank you.
thank you. Okay. Alfred, and I apologize, Heit Koenig?
that's right, I quoted.
Oh, good.
Mr.
Here's the question. They have, the county has to the 15th to get back to us.
September 15th.
Well, that's okay.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Very like the roll, I'm sure it's tight.
I can show you.
Okay. to turn it around.
You guys sharing or what?
I'm not going to put everything.
All right, John, walk us through it.
Mr. Hightoning would like to subdivide his 21.73 acre parcel into two lots, a 5 acre lot and a 16.73 acre lot. The survey work was done by Rob Allison. We just help each other out on this.
And is that an existing house, or is that just called out as a flat area? How steep is that 16-acre lot?
You see the contours there? It's not bad at all.
What's the distance on this scale?
Some of it is in R3 and the rest is in 1.5.
Yes. Up in the front, there's a line there. Front of the house site.
It's like 25 feet per 100-ish, kind of the slope of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The
Where's R5?
scale is about,
1.5, 3.
Oh, R3, I mean.
Yeah, I think that's a 5-acre lot, so we're okay there.
here's the zoning line right there.
Oh,
R115 towards the road, R3.
the rest of it.
Most of it's in R3.
Do you really want the house site overlap the way it's shown on this drawing?
Oh,
The
you
footprints.
mean the
Well,
zoning?
no, it's all gonna be on.
It'll all be on the R3.
Yeah.
Is this buildable up through here?
You'll-
Crosses into Woodstock too, huh?
That little triangle goes into Woodstock, which is on their tax rolls for that little triangle, so
We have
nothing
two
really-
tax bills.
nothing really changes there.
What, where about is this? I see 212.
And the Tiso is now,
The pines?
Pines, that's down here. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's down here.
Pines is to the south.
So
you're
this
saying?
is right at the beginning of Woodstock.
Yeah.
That's the, there's
So
a,
this is just past Tiso's coming from
yeah,
Felicia.
I forget the name of that
So the
road.
restaurant is right
Pines.
here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What, and there's no infrastructure on this, either of these lots? This is
No.
just,
So the house site is a strange shape. Is there any reason for that?
is that,
I think he's just showing the area where there's, the building,
Uh-huh.
tested the soils there and stuff.
Uh-huh.
The road does exist there.
this driveway?
Yeah, that driveway is there, and there's some right-of-ways that are recorded in deeds that are listed there, especially where the driveway goes off the
So this,
property.
so this lot here, that's the new one? All the way down through there, I assume, because
Yes.
this was all just opened up to the lot.
Yeah, this would be part of this lot. The road would be part of the bigger lot. The smaller lot will have a right-of-way over it.
But that's not how it's drawn, is it?
Have you already done, test holes?
They're in the process of it. I think Chris DeChero's doing it.
They've done anything up here at all?
Yes. Just looking at it.
Okay. I'm sure you can in 16 acres, so
Right.
make sure we can get something up there.
So Don, the road is actually on this lot,
Yes,
and it's drawn on this lot, actually, right?
they're proposing, that's the proposal part.
So they're going to
That part
actually
where
make the
it's
road
cul-de-sac,
wider?
that's the proposal part, portion, but the rest of it is existing.
So this gravel road currently exists?
Yes.
Is it passable by a regular vehicle now?
Yes, and I told them to, have the fire department, give something in writing that a fire truck can go up in there.
That'd be good.
So,
Because it's a good road,
so an existing right-of-way and a new right-of-way ending in a cul-de-sac.
yes.
You said, what are the other rights of way in question here?
You see where the gravel road goes off
Yes.
onto your neighbors? That portion there is in the deeds between the two.
Really?
Yeah. They have a right of way,
Okay, well, that's good.
and, and there's a right of way for the adjoining owners to use that,
To use this also?
yes.
What's a woods road?
It's just what they call a road that goes through the woods.
It's like an old logging road or something,
It
probably?
used to be a logging road, and then they put some gravel on it and made it nicer. They did that back when Tisos owned the property.
Yeah, I see, that's who owns it. Joe Tidwell.
So who's,
So the same owner owns this property here
Yes.
also, but he's not gonna do anything with this lot. This is just
No, he
not
has
part
a
of it.
cabin on that lot
Mhm.
that you get to from, I can't remember the name of the road.
Hines
We're up
Road.
off of 212, I can't remember the name of it. But it's got nothing to do with this subdivision here.
right where this is?
You can see it over here. Cliff, you can see this over here, it's got everything around it.
So you get to this off of 212, you're saying?
Yes. Yeah, you know, yeah, that 212, and you go
Yeah.
past the road.
Well, I know you can access this property off the road next to the pines.
Yes, there's a road that comes up.
It comes in through here, yeah. Is this past
Somebody's-
the old
Good.
Zenith repair guy or before? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Got the satellite dishes up there, past that,
Yeah.
okay.
The name is spelled two different ways. I don't think it's a big deal.
Actually,
One has an E on the survey and no E. Two E's in Hyde Koenig on the survey, but only one E in everything else.
Oh, that's right. Well,
Actually, in
yeah,
the survey, it has it spelled two different ways.
right. But the way it's spelled in the official,
That's funny.
huh?
the only way it's spelled with that extra E is, in this property that we were just looking at, that's not part of this transaction.
We'll correct that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's,
There's no E.
there's just the one extra E. All right. get us, you're gonna perk it, make sure that they can get a septic up there. You're gonna correct the E,
The letter from the fire department.
letter from the fire department. What else we got? Anything? Anybody?
You wanna do the EAF now?
Do we, go through it? Yeah. You'll see.
So number 5 should be also forest, right?
And if it's adjacent to the pines, it's also commercial.
Did you draw right side up? You didn't get the upside down page?
Not yet.
I was laughing at it.
Nope, I didn't get an upside down page.
Do you know if Grace ran this through the mapper yet? No?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably, but
Last page is the,
I have it here.
yeah, I was trying to share these.
Oh, nice, good. Shoot. You didn't fill out,
Yeah, see,
yeah,
they're all those.
okay.
Number 14, forest.
That water body has to be the beaver kill, I would think.
Is that?
I said that water body they reference has to be the beaver kill, I would think. In the pitch of that lot. I don't see any issues with the EAF, we'll just, we'll double check it on our end, but
I think a couple were missing. You
Yeah.
still-
Yeah, he said there are no's.
The ones that are 17 is a
17
no,
through 20.
18 and 19, they're all no's. Okay.
And 13 is a no, I believe.
13.
13B.
No, it's, that autofilled. That's what we have to double check.
Oh,
The
but
wetland,
but
it-
if there's yes, and they have to,
It,
but,
yeah, that,
okay, so 13A, it's yes, there is, an adjoining
and then it says
water,
if yes.
but would it physically alter or encroach into? I would say no, probably, right? It's just a line.
Yeah, I would think so. And it,
Yeah.
the way the mapper works is it pulls in like within a range, like within 500 feet of the property.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that could be grabbing the Beaver Kill even across the street.
Right.
Grace will be able to find it though. I can't imagine it's actually on that property with that pitch.
No.
Are there any ditch lines or anything along there? There's nothing, right? I know that stretch of road.
It's not in
there's
the
nothing
floodplain,
coming
so-
in there. Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
not in the floodplain. That is, we're all in trouble. Okay, anything else for Mr. Brewer? All right, I think we can set a public hearing for this safely.
Yeah.
If anything weird kicks up, it'll be worth it if I don't see anything. So, October 9th, 7 PM. Need a motion, to set the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So it'll be at 7?
Yeah, we'll do that at 7, yep.
Do you want all these back?
Yeah, you should probably take them back. What's that? We're gonna put the test hole locations, right, on the,
Yeah. That's all we're looking for.
okay.
You want that, Jimmy?
Yeah, you can have it, yeah.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Good night. Okay. We got the ZBA, the discussion on the Wellington. Would you like to come up and?
Good evening.
What are you doing, guys?
Did everybody receive the letter from the ZBA?
Yes.
Does anybody have any questions on the letter from the ZBA?
So you're looking for, just how we feel about it, basically?
We want an advisory recommendation from the planning board, and that's one of the functions of the planning board, the regulatory and advisory board. We've asked in the past, and on another issue that was pretty important, the zoning board in town, and we didn't get a response from everybody. All we did was get 2 verbal statements, and 2 other board members that were here refused to comment on it. So we've got an issue with the Wellington, which everybody is kind of behind and wants to see happen. But it came before us without going through the zoning building department and without coming from the planning board for a variance. So we're kind of like teetering on like what's going on. I asked Grace, where did it come from? And she pointed to them and said that they filled out the application and made an appointment to see us. But the issue being is, there's a big issue. They want a variance for 10 apartments. And the property isn't large enough for 10 apartments. They have a density issue too, which they need like something like 2.3 something acres to meet the formula for the 10 apartments. And there's no room at all for parking. And parking is one of the biggest hurdles that they have, amongst others.
Yeah.
However, it's our understanding that they came before the planning board on a couple of occasions. And that might be for a workshop or whatever. However, we need a recommendation from the planning board before we go forward. We have a public hearing scheduled. And we can do a number of things at the public hearing. However, we want a recommendation from the planning board, whether for or against the project and why. And we also would like that and requested it from the town board.
Let me ask you this, how many apartments they looking for? 10?
10.
All right, 10
And retail
apartments,
space on the
That was like,
first.
that's not
Right.
all they're doing. They're
Right,
doing
but
quite a few things.
they have 10, they have the room for 10 apartments in that building?
They don't have the density for the size of the property, but yeah, they have the room.
Right.
I guess the building is large enough.
They
to
did,
accommodate
in the
Right.
workshop, they showed us
10
layouts.
10 units.
They had several floors of
Right,
apartments.
because
Yeah,
that,
it's 3
that used
floors
to
up.
be a hotel.
Yeah, it's pretty large.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
And-
the hotel had probably 30-something.
When you're looking at it, on the right is a big lot next to it.
On
Is
the
that
right.
You
their
mean the
lot?
left?
There's a stream.
I mean,
that
on the
runs
left,
through-
On the
I'm
left,
sorry.
There's
on
a
the left.
stream that runs through the property.
Oh, there's streaming there.
And it's in a flood zone. And there's basically
You
parking
can't
in the
park in there,
property.
right.
I don't want to say how many cars, but maybe 3 or 4.
It's small, yeah. This is
And
what,
then you're going to need off-street parking.
Right.
So there's a lot of issues, but we want to know from the planning board exactly how you, as a board, feel about this project and whether we should move forward with it or kick it back to you or maybe deny the variance. We want to know exactly, because you've heard what they want to do on numerous occasions, and I guess they had architects here and engineers and things like that.
They also want to put like a
Commercial
a
space.
cafe.
Yeah, they want
or-
retail shops on the first
they had
floor.
shops,
So-
food, dwelling, and then they had something in the basement as well from.
Really?
Yeah, and they want to put an
stores.
extension on the side of it, an enclosed porch,
Oh,
so.
Yeah, they wanted all of the things.
Are they gonna be able to do that?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so they want to, the variance that is allowed now is 4 units in a multi-dwelling unit. They're asking for 10, so that's a pretty straight variance. But there's another issue here. We cannot just have an applicant before us and say, yeah, go ahead and build it. We are an adjudicative board. We can only rule on permits that have been denied. We can't grant permits, that's your job. We don't have that in place. There hasn't been a permit that has been denied yet, because they haven't applied for a permit. They came to us first, wanting to get over the hurdle of whether or not they can actually put in 10 rooms on their own lot before they address the permit issue, before they address the parking issue. So we're kind of ruling blind. We don't know where the parking chips would fall. And as Hank pointed out,
What exactly are they asking for from you guys? What variances for what?
They're asking for a use variance,
okay,
and they're asking for a density variance.
density,
use variance because it'll be mixed use building now.
right.
And the density for the units, and they haven't said anything about parking.
They don't have any room for parking. We
There's no-
discussed parking with them, and I think the consensus of their group was that the town is gonna be gifted some property in Pine Hill, and the town is gonna make a parking lot for them, and maintain it and insure it.
It's
Really?
like the chicken before the egg.
Has the town board said this?
Right,
Do we know
They
this?
even said it.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
It's the Botini property that's on Main Street there.
okay.
They're gonna remove the tanks, and they're gonna gift the property supposedly to the town.
okay.
So they want to know if they can get the density variance of 10 rooms before they address the parking issue. Members on the zoning board want to know if the parking issue is addressed before we give the variance for 10. But there's a bigger issue. We can't just stand up and say, yeah, go ahead and build it. We need to rule on a permit that's been denied, and then we have the power to give a variance to that permit.
Right,
But not until that happens,
right.
which it hasn't happened yet.
Well, have they submitted a set of drawings to anybody
To anything?
for this? I don't
They
remember
have
seeing
floor
a set.
plans,
They came to
they have
us
lot,
with
they have lot
drawings.
contour plans, they have floor plans. They don't have any parking plans.
But they haven't made an application. That's the key.
Correct,
No,
correct.
no.
Now, did they have an expert representing?
Yeah, they haven't,
So
they
he
haven't
would've
officially
known
applied to us at all,
historical
they just showed
That's
us.
right, so there's
we-
no
there was a
He would have
discussion,
known
yeah.
that they can't just go to you guys.
No.
But they went
You just
anyway.
can't fill out an application of appeal without.
Being
Either-
denied.
There's nothing to appeal,
Yeah.
yeah, you're not
Right.
appealing
Planning
anything.
board or
Right.
Right.
the zoning and building office.
I think they're just trying to get a sense of, is it
Yeah.
likely to be approved when it goes through the steps? Because we'll reach a point where we can't approve that density, we'll have to go to the ZBA.
CBA.
And I think that before they invest any more money, they want to get a sense, is this likely to get approved?
That's
They haven't,
basically, that's what they're doing.
they haven't
One of our
submitted
issues
an
is-
application to us either.
No, but one of our issues is in granting the 10 apartments, is you need 1.5 parking spaces for each apartment, and then you need for every 125 square feet of retail space, you need another space. And then for the people that work at the shops.
Well-
So,
Well, this is,
Well, what about like Main Street, Phoenicia, there's no parking. So there's something else that they can do, right? They can give money to the town or something, what is that?
Not in our
Yes,
town.
Yeah,
you can.
yes.
We can?
Yes.
Oh,
You
yeah.
sure?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm positive.
So that wouldn't be an issue, the
you
parking.
can't grant the variance for parking if it's off premise. Because the parking goes, an area variance goes with the property, not
They
the
won't
owner.
need a variance because this rule that they have, that they've used in Phoenicia, because there's,
What rule is that?
it's a limited parking rule where the applicant can pay so much to the town in lieu of not having parking spaces.
That's in the zoning.
We've
Yeah.
talked about it a lot, I've
Yeah.
never,
Yes.
I've never
Is that
seen it
Pine
though.
Hill? That's-
It's,
Pine
well,
Hill.
yeah, it's
It's been
Shandaken,
done.
that's all of
We've-
Shandaken.
I've been with,
I've
You
never
just said
seen
Phoenicia.
that.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's where it happened the last time I remember. But I don't know who it was that we gave
Well, the
that to.
pharmacy used to do it.
Where the
Our
pharmacy-
issue is,
right.
Look, we don't wanna hurt the project.
Yeah.
It's a great project. It's a historic building. It would be the anchor of Pine Hill, and we all agree with
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
The thing is, we gotta get through this issue of variances,
okay,
because if we do something and set a precedent, the next person that wants to put in 10
Something,
units on a
right.
property
Yes.
and has no parking,
right.
we're kind of at a dilemma with all of it. So we're looking for your expert advice and some
Well,
sort of advisory comment position on it. And I
Well,
mean,
first
that's
of all,
part of what you guys are
They have to
supposed
come
do.
to us with an application, we have to deny it and then send them to you.
Yes.
This is what has to happen.
So when they came to us, it
But they
it
didn't
came
do
back
that.
to me through our discussion. It was a workshop. They wanted all this stuff. We talked about parking at length and we talked about the spot to the left, and they said you can't get down to it. He said, well, you really need to, we left them with, you really need to find parking.
Right.
That was how they walked away. They wanted to do stuff in the basement. We said that floods, don't do that.
Right.
And then, we said, give it some thought, figure out what you really want to do, flesh this out, and decide what you really want to keep. And that was
And then come back.
the last we saw of them.
Okay, now there's another issue. This is
Yeah.
actually privately owned by an LLC, limited license corporation, it's privately owned.
Yeah.
So once this is all proved up and the property becomes much more valuable and the town, the municipality invests in parking through taxpayer money, who actually owns the property down the road? When this property becomes way more valuable, can this LLC sell it at a profit?
You mean the parking property?
It's a
No,
corporation.
Oh.
The hotel. It's
Oh, the
not-
hotel
it's
property.
privately owned property now. It's
No,
not-
he's saying if we attach this lot that the town's buying as their parking to the project,
Right.
then suddenly it's it adds to the value of
They're
the
a
property, and it's
developer.
not the town.
Or the
There were
town
developer
would pay for the
LLCs all the
property.
time.
They buy the property from the town and build a parking lot.
And the town still is a winner, because
Yes.
the choice here is very different than a greenfield site. I think they need to give us the application so we can go on record and talk about the conditions and make the statement that, in terms of precedent here, the choice is between an adaptive reuse or continued deterioration. It's not like a greenfield site where,
I mean,
let
in-
it stay green.
In short, you know, it is a historic building, it's part of Pine Hill, no one wants to see it just get torn down, we love reusing it, but how?
Yes,
How do we
that's-
make it,
That's the
yes.
issue, that's the dilemma we have, and I know that they're trying to save money.
Yeah.
So they're coming to us to see if they could come in hand to you with an area variance for the rooms
But-
and a density variance for the
For
properties.
the property, right.
But we need to see,
John,
Yeah, but I
And they
think
think that that's gonna make it flow more easily through your process.
we don't even know what their final design is, though.
Right.
Like what
Yeah, we
they've
haven't
settled
seen
on
it.
and what they're applying for, so there's no, as you said.
It's more,
Nor did I see
and they
it
were trying to react to
for
conditions.
anything in the building.
Which is fine,
Yeah.
but
well,
they
you
can't,
remember when
but
Richie Stokes owned
we need to
it? He
see
came
it
to us.
first.
That's why
And
we're
that
here.
water-
Did
Yeah.
you not invite some
Stop
representatives
doing
from the
that.
Wellington project here? I'm surprised we didn't have
We
anybody
wanna
here
put
to
in.
answer these questions.
No, we didn't.
I think this was just between.
Yeah, we want to know what was going on from you guys first. I mean, it would have been the same,
John, do you remember when Richie Stokes owned that building?
I do.
Well,
Right.
I forget.
But he came
I have
to
the-
us.
I have, we had the
And he
records.
wanted to put a cafe on the first floor and a gift shop, and there were certain people on the board that weren't gonna allow that, no, 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 and they kept giving him the nose, and he just did nothing, which was a
Then
shame,
he became the code enforcement officer.
yeah, after that, yeah, so.
It was
Well,
actually-
Sam wrote a nice letter in support, but even if all of us write a nice letter, that's not the same as
Still has to go
denying.
through the process.
Right,
have
we
to
still, yeah,
deny.
we still have to do
That
that.
was so they can apply for grants and show the grant people
Yeah,
that the
okay.
town is behind the project that they're
Yeah, well,
pursuing.
that was good, yeah.
So the zoning board did the same as the planning board.
Okay,
And I'm
here it
sure
is.
the town board did exactly.
But that's
the
not
same.
sufficient to give it to you
No, no,
guys.
no. I mean, we can stretch the code a little bit,
Right,
but we can't like reach up that far and give them a variance, you know, without something else.
From
well,
what,
here,
yeah.
here it is, 11624C. Cash payment in lieu of on-site provision of required off-street parking spaces within the Hamlet Commercial? Yeah. Hamlet Commercial District, provision of the minimum required number of off-street parking spaces as calculated in accordance with subsection A1 of this section may be alternatively satisfied for any commercial use.
Okay. So
Whether-
they're gonna need like 20 spaces.
Right.
Pine Hill has like. how
Whether
many
permitted by
restaurants?
right or by special use permit, and by one-time payment of a fee per parking space required but not provided on-site to a special town parking fund, for which the development and subsequent maintenance of municipal parking spaces to service the needs of the affected properties and zoning district within the hamlet of Phoenicia and Pine Hill.
Does it give a number, a figure for what should be charged?
That's the
That's,
thing we've
yeah, I
never
don't
seen.
even, that I don't even know.
That's
no.
negotiable.
Right, with the
But then you gotta
town.
look at the character of the neighborhood, the amount of traffic and cars that are already there, there's not a lot of.
It says the
parking
amount
on
of,
Pine Hill.
the amount of said fee per parking space alternatively provided shall be in accordance with the fee schedule annually reviewed and established by the town board. And,
So what that's saying is that you could put up this gigantic business, and if you need, say, 30 parking spaces, you can just take up the whole street with your business.
oh, no, that's
That's
not
what
what
it
it says.
says.
Well,
If
yeah,
you-
more or less, but
If you pay for it.
if you pay for it.
So nobody else can
And
park
if
in
it's
those
No,
spaces.
other people, there won't be designated spaces, they can just have parking on the street.
It goes into a general fund and they
Yeah.
use it to maintain
To
off-street
maintain
parking.
the street,
They actually
That's
do
it.
this
And
in
street.
Woodstock.
Yep.
yeah.
In Woodstock,
I hate to say Woodstock.
yeah, no, but I'm just saying, they actually do it in Woodstock.
Woodstock, yeah.
There's a permit fee for parking for each seat in a restaurant or whatever, according to the schedule. And they have a municipal parking area that they charge the applicant for each year.
Yeah,
Well, anyway, that's just one of the issues.
okay.
a number of them.
But it's
So
like
we're
the
looking
major,
for an advisory
yeah.
recommendation from the board, not just a comment from like one person or another person. The board in general, collectively together, put your heads together, if you will, come up with what you think is feasible for this project, and what the town should be doing, and what we should be doing.
Okay.
I mean, I think
But they have to come to us.
first, yeah, we can't do anything until we see.
Yeah,
it.
I don't
Until we
think,
see
and I don't
that.
think the ZBA can do anything either.
No, they can't.
We should encourage them that they've
We're in
got the
the same
support to make
predicament
an
you're-
application.
We tried to encourage them to do that at the
Yeah.
point, but
Well, I'm sure you did.
insisted,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
We have unanimous support of the zoning board, but we have to, get rid of these hiccups.
we have to
and
do
make
it
them
the right
legitimate.
way.
There's
Yeah,
also
exactly.
issues
We're in the same predicament,
Yes.
Hank.
with the project.
They didn't
Right.
give us an application yet.
Funded by the
Right.
state.
No,
They just
that's-
came and spoke to us.
Make sure we
You know-
cross our T's and dot our I's.
Well, we
I'm-
can't
I'm
vote
looking
on
at
it,
this
but
from a builder's
is there a
point
way
of
to
view,
get,
too.
is there a way to get
Can
a
you even
sense of
get
this
10
board?
units in there and have commercial space down in a wood frame structure?
I mean, we need to
I
see
mean,
exactly what
These are
they're
things that
doing.
they should be
Yeah.
addressing
I
as
have
they go
no,
along.
I have no objection.
I mean,
Said the apartment's gonna
we
be
all like the
600
idea of
square feet
reusing it,
each.
but we need to know
Yeah.
how.
Can we send them a
So,
letter
lot of
to
times,
come and
They
submit
don't
their
allow housing above a restaurant.
application?
It has a kitchen and a
So they'll
stove.
have the use variance for mixed use,
Yes.
Yeah,
which is also setting a precedent for this town.
exactly. There's a lot of issues here.
Yeah, this is
But
complex.
like we say, it's privately owned, it's a corporation of 20 individuals, and when it's completed, it might be worth $8 million. And don't forget, the Dean Gitter project for that area is still alive. I don't know if it's well, but it's still alive. You guys gave them
Yeah.
a.
We renewed their
extension.
permit, yeah, yeah.
I think everybody's interested in it.
Yeah.
It's just, we gotta go through the process properly to get there.
I mean, precedent's always an issue with everything we do, right? Like, it's
Yes.
never the
Well,
project in front of us, it's the one that we
If
haven't
it's-
seen yet.
If it's a little stretch, it's not so bad, but when it's a large stretch. We just had that thing with that project on 28, remember, with the 7 buildings and 4 and 3 and 5?
Yeah.
It was a Wiggins issue, that's just.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that saying like, if we do this, how is the people that are trying to do that project gonna react?
Right.
So,
So,
this is apples and
an-
oranges.
well, not
Now, historic building, adaptive reuse,
historic or not historic, it's still a building.
Yeah.
it's an
But it's an
historic
The
building.
historic issue will keep the outside historic.
Well,
We
they
would,
said
we would
they
never
were
give them
applying for an
approval to
historic grant.
build this, right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just looking at it the way I.
Understood. I think we can make a strong argument that the choices are keep a greenfield, or let an existing building deteriorate.
Right.
They're not,
Well, that
they're
was
not
one of,
comparable.
listen, one of the things they said to us is, if we don't give you these variances, what are you gonna do? They said, oh, we'll probably just walk away and let it collapse. That wasn't a good answer to us, because it made me feel like if we don't do something for you and the town to make this work, that you're just gonna let it deteriorate and, you know.
Right.
But it'll go back to its original condition
Well, they're
before
not a
they got
charity.
involved.
Yeah, they're not a charity, but, you know, they are getting grants, and they
Right.
want a lot from the town to make this thing work. So if we're giving them, you know,
I still think
what
the
we think it
town,
needs,
yeah.
but we gotta do it carefully.
at the end of the day, the town benefits.
Yeah.
Right.
If the property goes to $6 or $8 million,
Yeah.
their assessment will go up, the county gets more taxes,
There'll be
people
more
wanna be
traffic
there
in Pine Hill.
Oh, it certainly beats an abandoned
Right.
building, there's no
Yeah.
question about it.
But because it's gonna be abandoned, doesn't mean that we have to sell our children.
No,
No.
no.
That's not good. You're right.
I mean, we're looking at what our code says, and our code is kinda antiquated from 1976.
Six, right.
Hasn't been upgraded since. So,
You're
in
right.
this instant case, how do we do it?
I mean,
I'd like to point out that this project was initiated by completely private investment.
Yeah.
Often does that happen.
Yes.
So in that regard, there is a very important precedent here, a positive precedent about how these projects get started in these rural mountain communities. This is, I think a lot of people, a lot of these grant agencies that are applying to other communities around here are looking at this project to see if this can, in fact, work.
Right.
If Shandaken can, in fact, make it work. So people are paying attention,
Good.
Yeah.
and it is.
And it is beneficial for the town.
Of course.
I think we all agree.
Yes.
Yeah, we're all on the same page, I think, when it comes to this project. It's how do we do it?
How do we
How do
do
we
it?
make it all work?
Well,
How
I
do we?
think we have to get some more information from them.
From them.
yeah, we don't even know
Both us
what they want right
and
now,
you.
other than what you told me, what they want variances
If they can
for.
come to the planning board
Yeah.
and kind of get through their site plan and everything else, that they need to have a accomplished, and then come to us, and we can
Your,
act on it.
your meeting's
Right.
next
And then
week,
come
right?
back for your,
Next.
That's
Wednesday,
right.
the Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, yeah, so tell them.
And there was a public hearing scheduled also, which is again putting the.
I don't think you should have a public hearing. They need to file an application.
Yeah, they have no application.
Yeah.
That would be a bad precedent, having a public hearing for an application that doesn't exist.
well, they had an application in their hand.
To that, an application to
And-
them.
And the zoning department didn't say that they didn't have an application, they just said that the application came from them.
Yeah, but they didn't turn it into us,
No.
did they?
No.
They should get the message that there's a lot of support for their development, and now they have to fish or cut bait and take that extra step and actually file an application to do this, go through the procedures. It's in their best interest.
Yeah, that's, well, we tried to explain it to them.
I mean, just because we support it doesn't mean we can just push it through.
Yeah, that's one of,
We're
that's what
happy-
we don't wanna do, we want it to
We're
go
happy
through
to
the proper.
facilitate this project.
Channel.
It should.
Yeah.
And we all support the project and get it accomplished and get it off the ground, I mean,
Yeah.
but we wanna do it the right way and not shotgun type thing.
Well, you have to do it the right way.
Well,
So
you know,
our,
what we were saying is that it's kind of premature to come before us
yes.
when you should be before the planning board.
Right,
And the planning board needs more information as well.
yes.
Okay.
Right.
All right, that's about, well, we have to leave it.
Does
It's
that
up
work?
to them.
I guess it's in their ballpark.
That's right.
That's the way we think, by New York State statute.
I mean,
we can't do
if they're
that.
coming back to you next week,
Yeah.
you have to tell them this. You gotta go to planning board.
I think we're gonna have to ameliorate our expectations for
All right.
And once we see what they actually are doing, then we can, if you want your official advisory recommendation, then we can talk about that. But right now, I don't even,
Right now, you won't give us.
I don't, well,
Well,
on what?
well, on what?
What am I
Yeah.
advising you on? My advice is to have them go through the process.
Yeah.
Right.
But
What
we
we're
need
gonna
more
have to do is try to cancel this.
direction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Public hearing.
Just say that,
We can do it.
I would say,
send them a
there's
letter
not
or
enough
something.
information available to planning board and/or the zoning board. You have to do some more research and get us the information.
Yeah, that's all.
Also, I
So
may
can we
add,
get
we're,
together tomorrow and put
Yeah.
together some sort of letter? to
Yeah.
send
Yeah.
out?
Sounds good.
by New York law,
I'll
we
be
are
here.
not obligated, to go by precedent. So something there is this legal issue of precedent.
Mhm.
The town is not by law, required to follow precedent by precedent by precedent. However, we all know there's some really sharp lawyers out there that
Yeah.
we're at.
Yes.
So we're trying to dot our T's, cross, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would personally rather cancel the meeting than have them come before us and then vote no on a variance.
Right.
And
You
have
should.
that part
You
of
should
it.
cancel the meeting
They
and
don't
send
have
them a
any
letter.
standing, there's no application.
Right, yeah, they have no standing, yeah.
There must have been 10 of them here. And that's good, because it shows that they're,
Yeah, they want to do
you know,
something.
they're interested and that they really are, feel.
They should be encouraged, in my opinion, to sit with Grace, make sure they got their ducks in line, come to the next workshop so that we can say, yeah, you've got what looks like a full application, come on in to the October meeting, we'll get you on the agenda.
Right, because the last Wednesday of September, we'll be here
Yeah.
for the workshop.
And they should
They
try
could
and get
come
to our
then.
workshop.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll direct them to
We'll
that.
advise them to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
You guys have any other questions for the zoning board? Or?
I do.
Oh, okay.
We want affordable housing in the town, very much so, and we're trying to promote it. How do we make sure that it's affordable housing and not get the project done and then just charge whatever they want?
I don't know. Those would have to be like restricted deeds and stuff like that. I don't know how.
Well,
You can't make,
I'll tell you, in Kingston, if you're gonna build an apartment building, say, I know, because I work in Kingston and I work for architects, so this comes up a lot with us. If the building is gonna have 50 apartments in it, a certain percentage of those apartments have to be affordable.
Is that
I think it's 10%.
statute?
Yeah, I think it's 10%.
Yeah.
I think it's 10% too.
Yeah. So 10% of the of the buildings, So if there's like 20 apartments in this so-called
when they
Wellington,
came before us, they said that the median income, and supposedly this month's, or last month's, numbers, and they said the median income income in Shandaken is $50,000 household income. So not thinking, I said, well, I don't know anybody
I
that
don't-
makes $50,000.
No, I don't think
And then I
so.
looked at the numbers, and that's for a household.
A household.
Per household, right.
A single male in Shandaken makes 32,000.
Right.
And a single female in Shandaken makes 4,000.
Because that's what the standard is in Kingston, 52,000
For
per household.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like that Kingstonian that they're gonna do,
Okay.
we're trying to do, they have to put 10% of those apartments have to be affordable housing. Which is way less.
Issue, who enforces that? I believe it's a state statute.
That's a state schedule, I believe, yeah.
Um,
But like in the Wellington here, if there's 20 apartments, then there's only 2 have to be
10.
affordable,
They
10.
they have stated time and time again, they want to make this affordable,
Yeah.
affordable housing. Now, there's no legal impetus here for them to do that, they're just trying to do that for the.
They want to do it for the working class.
Well, that's
in
good,
the town of Shandaken.
that they feel that way, that's good.
There might be a condition of some grant application that they're making that it be,
That they
stay
have to have it.
affordable.
Yeah.
Well, they got a HUD
We
grant
can
also,
Sure.
$1.6 million.
Oh, so they have
And then
HUD
putting in
money,
for
yeah.
other grants.
Yeah, so
We can
that's-
also offer conditional variances, we can put a condition on a variance saying you have, so for example, you have to maintain affordable housing. And there is voluminous statistics in the state, per region, per county, per neighborhood, about what is affordable housing, what is a median income, what is affordable housing for 1 child, 2 children, single parent. So there are voluminous statistics out there, the state is working on this. And the state controller, Napoli, issued a special report, I think last November, that they included an incredible amount of statistics that were broken down for neighborhood, as who could afford what, what the average income was per 2 worker households, 3 worker households,
Right.
and so forth, and it doesn't look good at all. I mean, affordable housing almost doesn't exist in New York State at this point.
You see the apartment above Sweet Sue's? There's 2 apartments up there, there's a notice on the door, I saw it the other day, I went to
2,000.
breakfast there. They asking $2,200 a month rent, above a restaurant with a kitchen and all of that.
In Kingston on Wall Street, $2,500 a month.
Yes. May I ask a question to the zoning board pertaining to another case? Am I allowed to?
Yeah, they're here, talk to them.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
I have the minutes with Mr. Wininski, okay? And I've asked for the zoning board minutes because I questioned him. I said, you are gonna build affordable housing. And he said, I never said that.
We never
And-
heard it.
And in the minutes,
I'll tell you what we heard.
I have the minutes here, yours,
From
ZBA
your
minutes.
meeting, yeah.
Mr. Wininski provided documents stating that some of his apartments will meet RUBCO affordable housing
Yes.
standards. Mr. Wininski provided the board with this paperwork and the board is currently overlooking it.
But that didn't say affordable, it said RUBCO standards. RUBCO standards and affordable, maybe 2 different things.
But, let me just.
They
find-
definitely would,
I'll
that
find-
doesn't mean
It did say
affordable.
affordable, RUBCO
Doesn't mean-
standards.
Because my company, we deal with
Chairman
RUBCO.
Lodi
I didn't
states,
see it, but I know that he submitted something,
Chairman
some
Lodi
paperwork
states,
because
he
Alan had-
recognizes the need for
yeah.
not just housing, but affordable housing. But how do we make sure that this is affordable, stays affordable housing? ZEO grant added that there is affordable housing formulas which can apply. Now, he was giving a variance to do his project with the understanding several pages discuss affordable housing with the variance. And he says he doesn't want to do affordable housing now. So I was
I don't know,
wondering,
maybe it's the amount of
Maybe because
buildings
it's,
he was gonna
he's
build
only got
before as
4.
opposed to the amount now, I mean, and the whole board isn't here, so I mean.
No, no,
You can
I-
ask him how much money you can make with how many units.
I think what matters at the end of the day is the resolution. If there were no conditions, there were no conditions. Everything
Right.
discussed before gets
Right.
wiped away
Correct.
Right.
once
Is
you
that right?
memorialize.
And
okay,
then he was asking for 7 units, he was allowed 4. We gave him a variance for 5, thinking that that additional unit will allow him to make a profit. We can't ask a developer to come in here and just develop a lot of affordable housing whereby he loses money.
Right.
No, of course not.
Right.
But when somebody applies and they say that they want to do affordable housing in the town, and our need is tremendous for affordable housing, like you just said, $2,200 a month for a little place, okay? And we go out of our way to help them, and then they say they don't want to do it.
That's an issue. That is an issue.
That's an enforcement, that's an enforcement issue.
If it's in the variance we give them, I mean, I would think that would be enforceable if it was bodied in the variance.
If we give a conditional variance, they don't follow that condition, that variance is illegitimate.
Well, his discussion with you had mentioned affordable housing 6 times in the 3 months that I have here.
These are our minutes from the zoning board meeting?
Yes, sir.
But there's nothing in the
I apologize,
resolution.
those are 2 appointments I missed because I was busy having a heart attack, so I couldn't.
Oh, what a cop-out. Hope you're feeling better.
You just threw me under the bus.
But there's nothing in the resolution about that, so.
Yeah, there's nothing in the resolution, but it's throughout the minutes of the hearing. So,
Just look at Sweet Sue's rents. I mean, and that's not like a great spot to live above a restaurant.
oh yeah,
That means that you're gonna make, the person renting the place has to make $525 or $550
a week.
a week just to live there without a phone, electricity, heating, car insurance.
The apartment
food.
I told you in Kingston, on Wall Street, above all those stores. That's what those apartments are.
Yeah.
What's their ordinance?
On Wall Street in Kingston,
How much?
$2,500 above a store.
Above the store.
Yeah, I can't see how people can do it.
I can't see how young people can do it today. I really can't.
Well,
They
look at-
come
it's
to
an
us-
effort community, that's,
Yeah.
these issues need to be solved. This is statewide, and in fact, it's nationwide.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
It's
there's no
a
question about it.
presidential issue.
And people in Kingston, they fight for those apartments. They fight for them. They want them.
Sure.
They're willing to pay anything to live over there. I can't see it. I don't see what's the
You know, the
attraction
town of
is.
Shandaken is selling 20 houses a month,
Really?
and it's been going on for how long, John? A year, over a year.
Yeah.
Say that again, the town of Shandaken what?
Sells 20 houses a month.
Sells 20 a month?
Sells.
I get-
20 months.
I don't
I
think
get-
it's been true these last couple of months, there's been a.
I get the real estate paper every month.
20 a
There's
month.
15 to 20 houses a month. One house, I'm not saying where, sold 3 years ago, 675,000. Last year, 775,000, and 2 weeks ago, 875,000.
Is that the one in Woodland Valley by Thornhill?
Nope.
240.
That one keeps.
The old schoolhouse in Chichester on 214
Yeah.
is listed for $1,499,000.
It's not selling, they think it's overpriced, but I take your point.
There are people that'll pay that.
Yeah.
Well, thank God it wasn't when we came here and bought houses. Because we didn't do that.
Americans are washing money, it's just. where
That's
it's
right.
distributed.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story. Should we close the meeting?
I
We
think we
still
have another
have- yeah, we-
person, don't we, on the agenda?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you could have taken this in before us.
I'm sorry.
What,
Sorry, you had an interesting conversation going on here.
Well, we apologize.
yeah, are you guys, we understand what's going on here?
From my
We clear?
point of view, I think so. You
Okay,
guys
good.
cool? Any questions?
No?
No,
We're good.
no.
Let's get, these people to proceed with.
Right. Better you cancel that meeting and send them a letter.
Olivia.
Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Pop by.
Canceling it based on information from the planning board.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll talk to
nothing else that we
supervisor tomorrow,
Right.
planning board.
That must be this
Yeah.
guy.
board.
Absolutely.
I better get with you on the phone.
Yeah.
No.
Just-
Oh,
You
yeah,
guys just
right.
come see me. Yeah.
I mean, that's the only person that's.
Thank
you. Here tomorrow all day.
Thanks for coming.
Yes.
Yeah, thank
We
you. Thanks, Mark.
appreciate, you know, any input and help you can give us. I
Yeah,
know
sure.
Your issues here are a lot more important sometimes than ours, but.
No,
you go
No,
through a
they're
lot
not.
more. You do go through a lot more paperwork.
That
but
might
we
be.
appreciate you guys too. Thank
We
you
have
very
Cliff
much.
do it.
And I noticed that.
He takes care of all the paper. He takes care of all the paper. They do it all.
All right, let's, Yeah, I thought you were just here enjoying the, I apologize, I didn't see you on the end there, apologies.
They would have locked the door and it would have been.
Yeah.
You had to drag me out of here. Part of Shandaken's been a rock though, up the hill over here by Slide Mountain. And we previously had a cabin on the property. Ever since we're down to about 6 members now, and we own the property together, and we're all either in a mobile home or I'm in a camper. It's kind of it's a hunting and fishing club. So weekends, whenever I can get up here, we're trying to build a cabin for myself and my family. So we actually have something a little bit nicer to come up to. The footprint's gonna be 24 by 30, 24 by 20, anywhere between there and 20 by 20 is about all we can manage.
Do you have a site plan of the property?
I don't have a site plan yet. I haven't invested in anything yet because I want to come to you guys first and see what type of zoning laws I'm subject to, what type of building code I'm subject to. What I have here, I'm gonna be getting a kit from Alta Log Homes down the road over here. So they're gonna be taking care of most of it, and I apologize for the condition of this. I was trying to occupy a 2-year-old during the meeting. But it's just a general layout, single bedroom, living room, bathroom, kitchen, and just want to figure out what.
You have a survey?
What is your name?
Less important is the.
Strati?
than
Yeah,
the
he's
exact
under
house
Jeff?
layout currently
Yes.
is like location, property size.
So we're on, I believe, 15 acres.
Okay.
We all have individual lots and power supplies. Most people up there have a house trailer that's kind of been converted into a home. It's roofed and sided, things like that. And the lot that I have, my family's had, they're part of the original members that started the club. I think it was back in the 50s.
And are you the only one doing this?
The only one putting a camper or a
A
cabin?
house,
Yes.
yeah, a cabin.
Now, you are the last lot on Oliveria Road.
Oliveria Road, up the top of the pass, right by the hiking trail, about another 100
Pass.
yards.
Winnisook,
Past Winnisook, yep,
but
on the left-hand side.
not through Frost Valley.
Right before Dave Estes. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, I know
who
where
that
that is, yeah.
He's my closest neighbor.
Oh.
So he'll be helping with the construction, probably be renting machines from him to get the lumber into the property. And just trying to figure out what step 1 is.
I looked at
What is
that
the-
and it looks like it's one parcel. You're talking about lots.
It's one plot of land over a stream, and we have a big pond in the front, and we're kind of shaping a horseshoe around it. I can pull it up on Google Maps if you want to take a look at it. It's a pond with 6 homes, not even homes, because it's like recreational use. Like I said, it's a
like a
nobody-
camp.
Are they on
nobody lives there.
are they on
There's no
foundations?
mailing
Yeah.
address.
Like a trailer park, I
As
think it's
far
the
as the
closest
town
thing.
is concerned, it's one lot.
It's one lot, yeah.
Are they on foundations?
So
No.
now you say
Nothing's
it's,
on
I would have
foundations.
to, whether it's up to the building code or up to Alta Log Homes to give me a spec for the foundation, it's probably gonna be whatever's most cost effective, whether that's a slab or a couple rows of blocks on a footing, I'm not sure.
It'll have to, that's the building department, but
Right, yeah,
it'll have to
I
be
don't
a
know anything
below
about
frost
that,
depth,
so-
yeah, that's not us though.
I
Do you have
tried
a
to
sur-
get
do you
to
have a
the
survey?
workshop that was a couple of weeks ago, but it was, I guess, rescheduled or canceled.
That's why, yeah, he's
That's,
here.
yeah, that's
this
how I
evening.
ended up here
Yeah.
today.
You might be getting ahead of yourself, because
Yeah.
we have to look at this in terms of the site plan and whether what you want to do is actually an allowable use, because one parcel can have basically one home and maybe an accessory dwelling unit on it. You're going to trigger a lot of questions. You should, in my opinion, you should pause and get a survey or get somebody to work you through this, come to a workshop with us, show us your piece of property, and we'll talk it through, because we have to abide by this zoning laws in here.
Right,
And
yeah,
and they're gonna be very specific with regard to what you have. That's why I'm saying, I think the closest thing is a trailer
Yeah, I
park.
mean, is it,
Jeff,
is
who
it?
owns the property?
Yeah, who owns
The
it?
club owns the property.
Yeah.
We all pay dues.
You all pay dues.
We all pay dues, yeah,
What's
you
the
have-
tax bill?
on what I have now.
No, do you pay
We
separate?
pay individual tax bills.
So you have separate lots?
We have separate lots.
You have a deed with just your lot on it?
The
No,
club has
the
lots.
club has the deed to the
Deed,
property,
property.
and then we have,
Do you
what
have
we
a
also
lot?
have is, we don't have like boundary lines on
Oh, I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah.
No
Right, so
boundaries.
it's a shared property,
Like a
and at the
co-op.
last meeting,
Yeah.
we keep track of our minutes also. I have approval from them to move forward to put a cabin
Cabin.
on the property. I was waiting to get an actual, because this is not an architectural drawing. Once I figured out what to do, I was gonna get an architectural drawing from them and then have them approve the actual architectural drawing. But it's not gonna be anything bigger than 24 by 20. It's most likely gonna be 20 by 20.
What's the size of what's there now?
What I have personally is a 36-foot camper.
Ooh, wait.
So it'll be actually smaller, it'll be a higher square footage, but it'll be a smaller kind of front view footprint.
What is the zone there? Does anybody know?
We really need to see it.
Yeah.
You really
Yeah, we
need
really
to
need to
settle
survey.
whether or not this is a buildable proposal on this site. You really need to do
That's
that.
what I'm trying to figure out here tonight. I don't know who else to talk to.
We
Well-
So
need
you're
to
talking
see.
to the right people.
Okay.
Yeah, it just might be more complicated than you think. We really need to see a survey.
Yeah, you might have to talk to Grace
Of the
Grant
entire property?
first.
Okay, because
Yeah.
there isn't gonna be a survey of individual properties. It's one.
With all,
That's
with
okay.
everything, with everything
It's all
located.
marked by
Yeah.
state land. If that helps you guys too, because all of our borders are state land. I have no other neighbors.
Okay.
So
If you
whatever
pay
it is
your own
on the
tax-
state property is what our borders of the property are.
Jeff, if you pay your own taxes for the lot,
For the structure that's there for the camper, yes. And
Because-
then we also, I think, pay a group tax on the
Oh,
property.
Does
Yeah.
it come from
Yeah.
Ulster County, the tax?
Yes.
Oh, it does. So
but it's one
And
parcel.
then we have the
one
school
parcel.
tax. So this, I'm sorry, the school tax is what we pay individually.
Okay.
Oh, all right,
So-
so that's different.
Property
Not
tax
land
is
tax,
one
right.
property tax that we all split.
Yeah.
Split,
Yeah.
okay.
That's one lot.
This is more complicated.
Yes.
You really need, spend some time with Grace,
With
walk
Grace,
through with
yeah.
her. Hopefully, you can get enough information in a couple of weeks, you come back to a workshop. I would not invest any, if I were you, I wouldn't invest
Yeah, I
any
haven't
more time in
invested
talking
any.
about the architecture
Yeah.
and the building. That's the easiest part.
Right.
First, we need to find out, is there a way that we can apply this and give you an approval?
The reason why I don't know, fully agree, you need to approve the project, I'm gonna apply for a permit,
Mhm.
whatever the foundation and structure is. Well, we previously had a permanent structure on the property before they moved in all the trailers. Because the club was originally in a cabin out in front of the property. So
Where's that
It's a,
cabin
you
now?
have a number of,
it's gone.
you have a number of dwelling units on one property, and that's what we have to figure out.
Okay.
Figure
I
out,
didn't know
yeah.
if they were considered domiciles because they're not residences.
And they're not
Nobody
permanent
lives
in the
there
ground.
permanently, there's no
No, but
mailing
they're,
address.
but they're habitable space.
What's that?
They're habitable space. People live in them.
Yeah.
Are
yeah.
they all, are they mobile homes,
Yeah,
or
they're
are
not
they
anchored in
campers?
the
No,
ground.
they are not anchors, they do not have foundations, they are,
Are they campers?
all
or
of them
mobile
are,
homes?
no, I'm the only one with a camper, everyone else has a true mobile home
Oh.
on an axle that either has some type of structure around it,
So it's
or
right.
is.
Trailer park.
is it-
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
basically,
Are they moved? Are they removed?
they are removable, yes, there's no.
Wheels on
Movable, they still have the axles underneath, they had roofs since the sixties probably though. They're all, it's
It's not even what are considered cluster developments.
It's a trailer park.
It's a trailer.
it's basically a trailer park, but I don't know if it's classified as that now, because we used to have the cabin up front. But that, I think we knocked that down in, the early 2000s, because it was disheveled.
Yeah.
So maybe 20 years before that, people started moving their campers, not campers, their
think
trailers
mobile,
in.
yeah.
Have you
That's
spoken
pretty
to
good.
Grace already?
Yeah.
No.
On the phone,
No,
maybe quickly.
maybe, yeah. Now, come and see her.
See Grace first.
Grace
She's not
first.
here tonight.
Not me,
She's in
I'm
the office.
Olivia.
Wait,
I'm the
Did you
building,
come in-
yes, I'm the building department.
Did you come in
secretary as well as
downstairs?
planning.
Yes.
She's the first office on the right.
On the right, yeah. The assessor's office.
Yeah, if you call,
And
just
the
say
zoning
Grace,
officer.
Grace
Is it any
Grant.
weekday or come make an appointment?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would call her,
I would
make
call
sure
her.
she
Make
has
sure she's
time.
here, make
Yeah,
sure
make sure
she's
she's gonna be
here.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Usually
normally
is.
she's
Yeah, I don't know
here
where
9
you
to
live full-time, but you
4.
don't wanna drive up here for nothing.
No, well, it's like 2 hours. I'm here nearly every weekend if I can be, if not.
She'll
at
be
least
very
once a
helpful
month.
to you.
Yeah,
She is a
she'll-
wealth of knowledge.
yes.
Okay,
Um,
thank you.
I wonder what the assessor has that lot classified as.
Well, she'll tell
We'll
them,
find
don't worry.
out.
You should look it up.
Yeah.
I don't think
That-
it's
That makes
classified
sense, you know what your
as,
steps are?
as
Yeah,
a,
what's her title? Is she?
Grace Grant,
part of
she's the
zoning board?
she's the zoning enforcement
Okay.
officer.
And also the
And the
tax,
assessor.
tax
Okay.
assessor.
She knows a lot, she'll be incredibly helpful to you.
Appreciate it.
I can give you
All right.
Do you
her
have your own
office
water supply
number.
there?
What's that?
I can give you her
Water
number.
supply, a well?
Yes.
For each lot has a well?
I would have to build my own. Right now, I share one with my neighbor.
Are they all tied into one
The
well?
wells?
Yeah.
No.
Some people have a well, some people share wells. It's-
I'm pretty much the only one that well. I've
Okay.
got 2 daughters now, and I want them to be able to go up there and be comfortable and not have to live in
Aw.
So,
How far
That's nice.
apart from each other are these structures?
probably 75, 100 feet.
Trailer
Sewage might
parks
be
have
more
a
of a
certain, you know, how close to it.
No, yeah. We only had one.
If that's,
Two.
yeah. But at one time, we had a huge trailer park right on 28 there. Where, there's nothing now.
Oh, that was in Phoenicia,
Yeah.
right? Oh, yeah,
Next to the
down,
Phoenician,
right,
Diner,
right, back
that
there,
whole property there, that was all trailers.
right.
Until Dean
So
did
this is
it.
Grace's number.
Fire up.
Yes, of course.
You get her both.
Oh.
The Phoenician Diner.
Right,
Yeah,
didn't,
that's-
didn't
Yeah,
John,
that's
All
what she
trailers.
didn't John Fudge own it?
I'm sorry?
Didn't John Fudge own it?
Thank you for
Or
being so
Ernie?
patient.
Yeah.
Oh, the
problem.
Fudges?
Yeah, we were
John
just, we were
Fudge.
just talking.
Yeah,
sorry
business
about
doing that too, so. Thanks, everyone.
Have a good
Thanks for
evening.
your patience, yeah.
Sorry we kept you waiting.
No problem.
Just be careful, your taxes might go up.
I'm
They
sure they
probably
will.
will.
No doubt about it.
Anyway, thanks. You guys
Have a good night.
Bye.
Thanks for coming in, guys.
Thanks for listening to me.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Well done.
All in
Yes.
favor?
All right.